Okay, starting in on page 2 here. First and foremost, something you should know that I make sure everyone knows who's taking a reverse mortgage. The reports from the counselor are not going to match your particular lender's documents. As a counselor, we're often a little behind, so you want to make sure that you're looking specifically at your lender's documents for more realistic numbers. Our numbers are giving you an idea of what's out there to try to teach you. Second thing I'd like to point out is that as a counselor, we sometimes do this a lot. Feel free to ask your counselor to slow down. Feel free to ask your counselor to talk a little more loudly. And feel free to ask your counselor to, when they're doing this program, ask them any questions. This is not a program for the counselor to show off what they know. This is a program for the counselor to teach you what you need to know when you get a reverse mortgage. So this is about you, not the counselor. Make sure you ask the questions that you want answers to. Now, currently in the market, there are 3 types of reverse mortgages. First is this annual adjustable. Second, in the middle column, is our monthly adjustable. And third, on the end over here, is our fixed rate. Each of these programs has their own uses and purposes. However, for the vast majority of people, the fixed rate is not likely to be the one they choose. I know this is kind of backwards sounding for most of people who are used to wanting a fixed rate loan. However, just like a reverse mortgage operates differently than a forward-based mortgage, so too do fixed and adjustable rates. The primary purpose for the fixed rate is for someone looking who needs a large amount of cash right away in their hands to begin with. Someone who's maybe paying off a large mortgage or some other reason that you need that much cash right away. If you're to take a fixed rate loan, they're going to hold back a certain portion that you can't touch. And that's generally why most of the time a fixed rate loan is not the right choice for most people. However, again, for some people it is. I personally tend to go down this first column for the annual adjustable. I'm not trying to suggest it. I'm not trying to push it. It just happens to start with A and it's next to all the words and makes it easier to follow along. Where there are differences, such as out here in the fixed rate, they don't tell you how they came up with the rate, they just tell you what it is. I'll try to make sure you get aware of those differences. I will also do my best to continue and go down line by line so I don't miss anything. And I will be doing my best to break this out into smaller segments so that you don't have to listen to the entire program just to get a small portion that you're looking for. Now, again, starting under the annual column, right below that you'll see this HECM. It stands for Home Equity Conversion Mortgage. That's the actual name of these loans. Reverse mortgages are common or colloquial term. Every home equity conversion mortgage is a reverse mortgage. Not every reverse mortgage is a home equity conversion mortgage. You will sometimes hear this pronounced HECM. Under this is the word LIBOR. LIBOR stands for the London Interbank Offered Rate. Knowing that and having $8 might get you a cup of coffee at the local Starbucks if you want a really small cup of coffee. However, it is a very typical rate. About 60% of all of our mortgages, forward and reversed, are based on that LIBOR rate. I don't know, by the way, why we use a London bank rate for an American mortgage. I've been given a lot of reasons, most of which come down to stability. The reality is that the LIBOR rate's the one the lenders chose, and that's the one they use. The problem with the LIBOR rate is right now we don't know if that rate's going to be around. The Bank of England that's running the LIBOR rate has chosen to remove it and take it off of the system. We don't know what's going to replace it yet. We think that's probably going to be the 1-year T-bill rates, but we don't know for sure. Basically, HUD's secretary gets to choose that rate when the LIBOR does go away in about 3.5 years. The problem is we don't know who the HUD secretary will be 3.5 years from now, or if we'll even be dealing with the same administration. We don't know. That being the case, we can't tell you what rate's going to replace it. Right now, though, the LIBOR rate is the current rate. It's the one you should expect, and I suggest plan to look forward into that rate. If you have an annual adjustable, whatever that rate is on the anniversary of the day you took your loan, that's what it'll be for that whole year going forward. And every anniversary of the date you took the loan, that's when the rate will change. Whatever the LIBOR rate is that day, add that to your margin, and that will become the current rate. If you have a monthly adjustable, whatever that rate is on the first business day of each month, that's what it'll be for that month going forward. Monthlies go up and down more rapidly, annuals go up and down a little more slowly. It's kind of nice to have a low annual while everybody's monthlies are rising. On the other side, it kind of really stinks to have a high annual when everybody's monthlies are dropping. And if you have a fixed rate, it's not going to change. It's going to be the same. Now, the day I ran this particular form, the index value was at 2.313% on the annual rate and 1.583 on the monthly. Nobody makes any money loaning to you at these rates. So to that, they're adding this lender's margin of 2%, or in the monthly case, 2.5. The margins are going to stay the same. They are not going to change. However, when you are looking at these margins, you need to understand that after October of this year, the margins got a lot more, October of 17, the margins got a lot more competitive. So the margin's one of those places that you can talk to lenders looking for a way to make this loan a little more affordable to you. So plan ahead when you're looking at them. I've seen margins as low as 1.75. I've seen them as high as 3. You have to work what's going to make it best for you. But when you add that margin together, you get your initial loan interest rate of 4.313% or 4.083%. From there, things continue.